What if you got called last minute to shoot a Lil Baby music video? Oh wait, it's a lot more complicated than that. What if you got hit up last minute to shoot a Lil Baby music video in Miami while you're on a late night shoot in Atlanta? I already feel like I know the answer you guys would give. Most are gonna say yes. No, my bad. Most are gonna say no. That's just too hectic of a situation. But for the ones who are as crazy as people like me and Jacob Hale, how do you think you deliver a good music video on such a short notice? Well, Jacob did it with Lil Baby's On Me music video. Let's check it out.
I need some of this. No, don't give him no more. He's not gonna be able to.
So yeah, this is Lil Baby On Me. This is pretty, I wouldn't say that early in my music video career, but definitely a while ago, maybe 2020, October 2020. So that's, I mean, that felt like a long time ago. I guess it's not that long ago. But yeah, it was just like a last minute call. I was doing another video, which we can talk about at some point, for Tal Van Duda in Atlanta. I was directing, and then I got a call from KEEMOTION on set, and I had just wasted a bunch of my money on a music video that I was directing. And I was like, I'm gonna pay this back. And lo and behold, KEEMOTION calls me. And maybe a older me may have been like, nah, I'm not about to just leave set at midnight and get on a plane and be in Miami in the morning. But I was not an older person then. I guess I was only 4 years ago, but 3 years ago. But I was a little more hungry, I would say, at that point. So I was like, let's do it.
So I got on a plane. So you got the call at midnight.
I got like 8 and then we were gonna wrap at midnight. Yeah, probably like 8. I think it was just getting dark. I remember we had just gotten to our last location, and I was like, kind of I was in the middle of it, and then out of nowhere I got the call. Mm-hmm. I was like, let's do it.
So did you get any sleep?
No, I didn't sleep at all.
No sleep.
That's probably why I'm misremembering it. Either way the story goes, I got no sleep and was, showed up first thing in the morning for this video. Was extremely tired. And yeah.
So who directed this one?
This is KEEMOTION.
KEEMOTION.
Yeah, KEEMOTION the OG. He's like probably got more years in the music video game than anybody. He's like personal friends with most of these artists. He's just been with QC for so long making videos. And yeah, I don't know what the full story is, but he's been around. He's one of those, like, maybe probably doesn't get as much recognition as he should, but he's been here. I mean, he's been around the block shooting videos and still shoots to this day so many. It's crazy. Yeah, he's just good. He's really knows what he's doing.
It's crazy that you went and worked, no sleep. Shows you're a hard worker, especially on this video though, because I feel like Lil Baby is one of the hardest working rappers that I've seen in a while. Like, if I had to compare him to somebody, he reminds me of like Wayne back in the day. Like, Wayne was constantly working, constantly putting out something. So that's me outside looking in. Like, what was Lil Baby like?
I mean, it's insane. I don't know how to describe it the best way, but like, I mean, he is the most, I say this having like worked on the documentary and things like that. He's nothing like you would ever expect. He's like incredibly intelligent, like genius level intelligent, and extremely hardworking. And like, I think they used a word for it in the documentary. Like, he's just like he's just studio body. Like, he's in the studio constantly working on music. And like, you think about like the Casey Neistats of the world, of people that are just like consistent output and like just make and get better and not worry about trying to be famous or like try to fake it. I think that was Lil Baby's idea. Is like, I'm just gonna make music all day long.
Just gonna work. Just gonna
constantly work. He's extremely intelligent. He's been doing, before it was rap, it was a lot of things, but like, you want to go watch a documentary, that you'll see that he's been doing this all his life. Just, heavily committed to not being lazy and getting his shit done and being the best that he can be in whatever circumstance he's in.
So basically what we see is what we get. Like, that's how he is. Like, it's
people underestimate it. I talk to people about shooting Lil Baby videos, and they're like, Lil Baby, I'm like, you don't fucking understand. Like, this is like He's a genius. He's truly a genius.
That's dope. That's dope. So this was more of a last minute you got called.
Yeah.
You had to jump on the plane, get there in the morning. So was this more of like a point and shoot style music video?
Yeah, I would say this is like a run and gun video, but you'll see. I got some photos. It was like it was run and gun in a very unique way because basically we needed to get down here. There was something that was going on. We needed to shoot a video in between appearances for other things, and in true Lil Baby fashion, they just like had an idea and they're like, we're just doing this. And they just made it happen to a crazy level of like, you know, we want to shoot this thing. It's on a yacht. It makes sense for this video to take place in a yacht. So not only we'll get one yacht, we'll get a second yacht so they can store all the people on it. And then we'll get all this other shit. I'll show you in a second. I've got photos of all of it, but it's like, the idea was just like, he knew exactly what he wanted. And to be completely honest, it probably has more to do with management that it was so hectic. Mm-hmm. Like if it were, if he was, you know, if he had a proper like team that was really on it as far as like getting the details to the creative crew and like communicating his vision down to production, it probably would have been as hectic. But he knew what he wanted and he got exactly what he wanted. It worked really well. Obviously it's like 100+ million views on it. But it was very hectic, you know. This is primarily how we shot most of the videos. So this is, I always forget this dude's name. He's Miami, one of the best Trinity ops probably in the country. Shoots nonstop, shooting off the boat as we're watching, you know, essentially the jet skis, and we got on the boat and did all these different things. We had like a support yacht essentially that was like following us. So this is like a picture of us hanging out in the support yacht. I was in and out of falling asleep while we were like, we'd like go and like have to reposition to a spot where there was a better view, and like would just be like lounging on the roof of this support yacht, just taking a nap.
What camera you shoot on?
It's a Alexa Mini and Zeiss 21-100.
And Zeiss 21-100. Wow. So that's why you say it's like a very unique run and gun style video.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna lie to you. I was expecting you to
exactly
say like we went out with like a Black Magic or something like.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying is like at the end of the day, like Lil Baby's not afraid to throw money at something if it's gonna make it better.
Yeah.
And that's the truth. It's like we wouldn't have been able to shoot this video if we didn't have a Trinity op, and like the way that we shot it was so unique. But you can probably see in some of these like we're like, this is a great example. Like he like is, again, it's a very hectic video, so it's hard to like look at it and be like, oh, cinematography. But like we were like repositioning everything for the lighting. We had like actual G&E team, which is there like shaping some of those lights, and we had this Trinity op, which was like moving around, following them through this into the yacht. And like I'm thinking about it more in shots because the edit is very cut up and like very high energy. Mm-hmm. But as far as like how we shot it, this is all like one takes, walking around in the yacht, all single performances, following him, which, you know, in a normal Steadicam scenario would not have been able to do because of all the tight spaces. Mm-hmm. And then obviously shooting from boat to boat, there are devices actually made for that, but they're very specialty and it's very hard to adjust where you're looking.
Right.
It's called a True Horizon system, but those are, if you're locked down, it's way harder to do. So it was probably the best use of gear. I didn't, like I said, it was called last minute, so I didn't get to do a lot of the prep on it, but I really do think it was planned kind of perfectly for what they were trying to do.
So
we shot the whole video in like an hour.
What is G&E in an hour?
Yeah.
Bro, that's crazy. You had to finish shooting one production, help Tristan with his car.
Yeah.
Jump on the plane and fly. The set up and stuff probably was crazy, and then an hour, and that was it. So yeah. What is G&E doing? Are they like just on this in the background, like negative and bouncing? Okay.
So we have some other scenes, which I think, let me see if they're in here. Yeah, so we had some other scenes in the location. So this is a set. So we got a mansion location that was like a one setup. Mm-hmm. We brought the G&E team. Everything starts. We go shooting. All of a sudden, this like Russian dude shows up and is like trying to like start fighting some people. And we're like, "What the fuck's going on?" So we're in. You know, I don't want to dox him about where we were, but it was the owner of the house. He's renting this property for the video. Mm-hmm. Was losing it, and this guy was like, it seemed like he's in the Russian mafia. It was like, it was a very sketchy situation with that owner. which everything in Miami is always a sketchy situation.
Right.
But and like I don't remember what the price was, but it was not cheap. This is like probably like $15,000 a night kind of house. And it's like, I mean, like you should be able to do what the fuck you want to do at that point. But whatever. Yeah, so we are like, okay, we'll go shoot the boat stuff and we'll come back and we'll have another location. We'll just rent another mansion.
So was he tripping about the video, about y'all shooting, or
he was tripping about the G&E in particular.
Oh.
So we had set up the scene taking place there, and that wasn't going to happen. So then we go shoot the boat stuff, and then we come back and we shoot inside. And then again, when we're inside, I'm kind of just bouncing into location. We ended up the other location we weren't allowed to put a ton of like shaping on the ground, so it really just came down to shooting lights into walls and trying to. It's kind of like my last ditch effort to try to get some sort of shape to the lighting is to push here. But again, it's the whole video is him like walkthroughs. So like this scene of him sitting on the couch is just one section of him walking through this massive location, like in a true going back to the Lil Baby when we were talking about not Lil Baby, but come back to Baby Tate video that we talked about in that walkthrough. Like you saw how much lighting went into just that one section of walking. I had to do that all in like an hour at this house location. Just with Lego bounces. That's pretty much it. Lego bounces are kind of the key to fast lighting.
So let me make sure I understand. He kicked out Lil Baby.
Yep. Lil Baby didn't care. It was actually a hilarious situation where the guy was like yelling at me. He's like, "What do you want? More money?" I think it was at one point where I'm like watching Lil Baby talking to him, and the guy's like yelling at him. And he's like, "I mean, we're supposed to shoot here. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I mean, if you don't want G&E, like, how much more for G&E?" Like, that's like Lil Baby has such a calm demeanor in the way he solves the situation. He's just very ready to just solve the situation. He's like, "Does it cost more money or do we leave? Just give me an answer." And the guy was like, just trying to like hassle him. Maybe it was like a power thing. I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
But then
Ego
Lil Baby
thing,
eventually
maybe.
Lil Baby just walked away. He's like, "All right, whatever. We'll just go on."
Lil Baby just made the decision for him.
Yeah. He's like, "Let's go on our yacht. See ya."
He's like, "Bro, do you want my money? You want me to get out?" All right,
Yeah.
I'm picking. I'm out. Like, that's crazy.
And it's like it's hilarious to watch him like negotiate stuff like that, and like I don't know, I kind of saw a little bit more than in the documentary too. But he's always running into situations where people are like trying to like hassle him constantly. He's constantly being hassled in like every situation, and he has unlimited money, so he's just like, okay, whatever. I'm the same exact way. I'm like, I'm not in any business to renegotiate. It's just like, if it's not going to work, it's not going to work. You'll get what I said I would pay for, but I'm just not going to work with you again. Yeah. I do that with crew a lot. Like I've never like been a person to be like, not pay. It's like I just like pay the kill fee and just be like, okay, I'd rather life is too short to be stressed about this kind of thing, and
yeah. So this shot here, is this at the mansion you got kicked out, or is this at the one you went back to? Okay, so you did fire off some shots. You did get some shots.
No, sorry, this is the new one.
This is the new one. Okay, so
that night. So we came back that night, and I actually had one performance that looked amazing that didn't make it in the music video. It was actually lit. But
what's your favorite out of the shots that I did send to you? What's your favorite look? Did you already know?
I mean, yeah, I love the stuff on the boat. I think it's hilarious. It's just like such a great life experience. Some of this stuff is insane. Like going back to like rollers, like these shots are like so well done. For like this would normally require like a U-crane following, but we were able to do it just with the Trinity arm. Which Trinity arm really is a very transformative piece of technology. I think it's gonna we'll see it more and more and more. Right now, it's used a lot in live. But I think that it is the ability to get the camera in places and arm over into things is like so helpful for time.
Yeah.
And being able to pick things off.
Yeah. Go back to the top down shot. The kind of top you down shot of him on the boat. I like that shot a lot.
I think I like this, yeah. I think at the end of the day, I'm not going to lie and say that I was being super... I prepped this and had these shots in mind. Like I'm really just following and trying to hemorrhage what we can and try to put my vision in there as much as I can over the comms. But I think, I really do like this. I like some of the stuff on the boat. I like some of the stuff in the house. But overall, it's just experience. For me, it was like a really great learning experience. And yeah.
Last question I like to ask you to kind of end this off. Is there anything that you would change if you could go back and you had to do it again? I mean, last minute still, but if you could go back and do anything differently, whether that was using a different piece of gear or bringing on another set of hands, or just any way you could approach it, what would you change, if anything?
I would. It's not that I would change anything, because that's the beauty of working with KEEMOTION. It's if it's not working, it doesn't fly. And I think that's why I enjoy working at KEEMOTION so much, because, you know, like, I can sit here all day and say what I would do, whatever. And whether or not it's my style or anything like that, that's a completely different conversation. But as far as like working with KEEMOTION, you're not going to, if you have an idea that's not going towards the vision he's going towards, it's not going to be there. Like, he'll take your great ideas all day long and incorporate them into the vision. But if it's not working for what he's trying to do, it won't even make it past you telling him it. And it's like, if I would change anything, it would be the things that I pitched. It would be not trying to do the things that didn't work with this video. But even then, those things never went as farther than me being like, hey, we should shoot this, and him going like, that doesn't work. You know, if I had spent less time trying to do things that didn't work and more time realizing the style they're going for and really leaning into that and trying to help them deliver that, I probably would have been more helpful to the video. But at the same time, too, there was a certain amount of just like, I was, you know, hallucinogenically tired, and just being there and just being able to absorb the moment was, you know, really, really great. So maybe, you know, I would go back and change it because I want to be more helpful, but it's also nice to be a little bit less helpful and being able to like look around.
That's dope. So what do you guys think about that? Did he kill it? Did he make the right choice going to do it? Would you have made the same choice? Let me know in the comments, and we can keep this kind of content coming. But until next time, subscribe, hit that bell, deuces.